And hello there everyone, welcome to more of the Knights of Pen and Paper. I am BogMod and we are on the hunt for snowflakes. Yes. Yeah, we're doing stuff for... Oh. Ooh. Elite Laranas. Snowbears. Dire Wolves. And, Dryads. Who look like ladies, but could be a buff dude. Hard to tell. You know what? Oh. Yeah, that seems like a good spread of foes. Anyhow, so, you know what I'm going to talk about today? I'm going to talk about attributes. Now you may be saying, oh, BogMod. What? What do you mean by an attribute? Ah, well, yeah. In many games, like these, right, one needs to have some way of deciding whether your character can accomplish the things you were saying your character can do. And you need a fair way to do it, rather than just the GM deciding, today I'm going to let you succeed, and if you're nice, maybe tomorrow I'll let you succeed too. Right? Oh, more spiders. So the way they go about that, right, is attributes. Smite, I think. These are the traits that make your character kind of who they are. A way to try to, mechanically represent that your character, someone like, what you would say, Arnold of the Schwarzeneggers into a game, right? Of course, he would have a very high strength score to reflect that he is a big, burly, strong dude, right? Or you know what? Meteor. Whereas someone like, say, Einstein may have a high intelligence score to reflect the fact that he's smart. So very smart. And smote. That was a waste of a smite. So you need all these stats, and then you might have, well, someone say, like Machiavelli or Casanova. You could give them a high charisma or manipulation type stat to reflect that they are good and manipulative with people, and people like them. Or maybe, like, or you could have your Kennedys. Those people who inspire, all right? I think usually there'll be things get broadly divided into a couple different kind of categories. First, you'll have your physical categories, right? Kind of reflecting what your character can do physically. So that'll generally be things like So that'll generally be things like strength, right? Quite often, how strong you are, how there'll be in like some sort of dexterity stat to reflect your character's agility and fine motor coordination, as well as speed. They're very distinct, but you need to kind of keep things a little self-controlled, or less, some containment, or else it just gets out of control. I'm going to cast Regeneration. And then there's usually a trait to reflect how tough you are. Alright, quite broadly there'll be some sign of a stamina or constitution trait. And all the different games have different names for these things. And I'm going to take a little nap while they take because I have a little bit of magic points. Interesting. a set amount of time. Just one nap. Is it automatic? Interesting. I should have picked up on that earlier. So after that, you're usually going to have some sort of way to reflect your character's mental capabilities. Because, of course, no one's going to be like, oh, just as, your GM isn't going to be like, haha, you couldn't lift 200 pounds. Why the crap would I ever allow your character to do that? Of course they're not going to say that. And by the flip side, they're not going to go, well, you're too stupid to figure out this puzzle. Why would I ever let your character do it? No. There's a degree of that. Players like to try to figure that out, because, mental challenges and all that. But sometimes you want to be like, no, you know what? My character, he's way smarter than I am. So I would like, 4 snowflakes. I would like, so angry. I'd like my character to just kind of roll something to try to figure out if he can figure it out without me having to work my own poor primitive brain. So yeah, there's usually, like I said, there's some sort of intelligence stat, and usually intelligence kind of will get divided up into a couple of different categories depending on the system you're in. One to kind of reflect your raw brain power for working out things on a purely logical level, facts and history and that sort of intelligence, right? And then there'll usually be another kind of stat to kind of reflect more of a common sense angle, quick thinking, that sort of thing, right? Just like how physically, right? You'll have your character fit, right? Be physically strong, right? But a slow oaf, right? A big huge Andre the Giant type. I don't know why I'm using all these names, but not a nimble, Jackie Chan. Lots of names. Fireball. So these things need reflections in stats. Quite often, and then you'll have a third category, which is going to kind of be your personality, right? How you interact with people. Because we all know that person, right? Who's really smart, but they could not communicate to save their life. Right? They just have no gift of the gab. No one's gonna listen to them. No one cares what they say. They just insult you. Right? Maybe they're just arrogant, but I know someone like that. Blum blum blum. Yay. All of them dead. So that'll usually be your spread of things, right? And why is this important? Why? These sorts of things can help shape your character, right? And really, it's all, this is what role-playing is all about, is being that character. I mean, if your character is, really, really smart, but they have a low, say, wisdom, so they're gonna be that character who has lots of brain power but no common sense. What's another good? The smart, arrogant guy from the Big Bang Theory? Yeah, he would be kind of, I guess, an example maybe of having high scores in one and low in the other, right? Or you could go full charisma for him instead. He doesn't have worldly knowledge per se, and a lot of all that common stuff that, is normal human reactions doesn't seem to be quite his forte. Oops. There we go. I think we can just stab these guys to death. Anyhow. And, so yeah, you can shape your character to a degree with kind of how these stats, like, a character doesn't necessarily come to you fully formed in your brain, but as you're building things, and of course you only get limited points. You can't just be like, not only my character, super strong. He's quick and tough, but he's also, you know, beloved by all, and he's also super smart, and he's everything. There needs to be some limits, some reasonable limits. You can be like, well, I don't have enough points, right? Or my rolls need to come up, depending on whatever system you're using. I have to make a choice. What kind of... You know what? I'm gonna compromise here, and so I can have this main core thing, and now I've added this new quirk, this new development to my character that I can include to things, right? Low stats aren't necessarily a weakness. A lot of people want to have good... You know, I understand the appeal of having great, wonderful, glorious stats. Thank you for all that. Glowstones. Ancient jungle. Glowed glowstones. Alright. Ancient jungle. Whee! I can understand the appeal. Of course, one of the big, giant stats. Everyone likes to be really, really good. It's good to have something your character is good at, or else why would they have become an adventurer? To a degree. But weaknesses can be fun. For instance, I have a character in the current game I'm playing who is an incredible warrior. In all fields, right? They are a martial genius. They can use a bow, they can use a sword, they're great at throwing weapons and fighting hand to hand, and they can command armies, all that sort of stuff, right? Huge stats. Best stats. Cobs. Well, I guess if I'm going to fight anything, I'll fight the most powerful that is there. Blunk. And this is going to be a matter for meteors, I think. However, my character, she has a weakness. And yes, I do play characters of different genders. Outside of combat, you know, no talent. No talent at all. Just horrible at it. Just terrible. Right? And yet, you know, that's part of the charm, right? Within their field, amazing. Outside of that field, not so good. But just because you're not going to be good at something doesn't mean you can just not do that stuff. You gotta keep going. So, you know, there will be instances where she'll be like, alright, you must try to, alright. Like I said, she is an incredible warrior, right? She could kill you 18 different ways before you could blink. But she has no, you know, social presence. So, you know, if she tries to intimidate you, you know, she can back up her threats. Like, you know, if she says she'll do, you know, she will break you if you get in her way, etc. She will break you if you get in her way. Well, the problem is, absolutely no one's going to believe that she can do anything that she says. Alright? She couldn't convince the city guard to let her, you know, just enter a city without getting questioned or what have you. Which is hilarious. It's part of the charm. Especially since, as a glorious warrior type, you know, she set her mind to conquests. Right? So, you know, the arena of politics is not going to be good for her. And yet she must nonetheless participate in these things. You can't be just like, I'm going to hand everything, all the talking to this person. No. And it's not how people usually actually just do things themselves. Just because you aren't good at something doesn't mean you can necessarily escape the responsibility of having to do that thing. Right? So as you can see, as I was saying, your lack of attribute can be a source of good fun for role-playing. You know what? Weakening is an amazing spell. I'm gonna take it again. I think I've about run out of its potential really goodness. Anyways, yeah. Oh yeah, speaking of attributes or abilities, there's lots of different synonyms and all that. you'll quite often find there's going to be a divide between two things. What you as a person are biologically capable of, you like the nature of who you are. Maybe nature is the wrong word, but like, how strong you are is more a function of your body, rather than necessarily, like, yes, you can train it, but more than anything, it's going to be a function of the build you had and how you grew up, and a lot of things like that. Same with, your intelligence. You can study and learn more facts, but a lot of your ability to see connections and make those leaps of logic and all that sort of stuff, to a degree, is going to be a factor of things beyond your control. 5 sand ruses. Sad sex. I gotta try to fight the flame stings. So then you're gonna have the other attribute, which is very important to these things, which is gonna be your character's, the stuff they've learned, right? Like, if you're a great, and there's a degree of overlap, right? Obviously, like, if you're only, if you're a 5 foot tall person, there's just going to be some objective limits based on your build on how strong you can get, right? Like, you can improve your trait, how strong you are, right? But there's some simple biological facts at play here that you are not going to overcome. Now, without magic or sorceries. Oh, well, that was quite easy. Traveling back. So, the flip side of them, you're going to have the things that make you up, how strong you're, fast you are, how smart your brain is, that sort of, how good-looking you are. And that is going to be the trained parts of things, right? Which is going to be like, well, do you know the science? Have you studied how to fight? Are you knowledgeable in the court of law, right? Like, you're going to have, you can spend, not a day working out in your life, but for a certain build, you're still going to have a certain strength, just because of your size, right? As long as you have a regular life and you're actually moving and doing stuff. And that'll be the other part of things, right? That's where it all comes together, kind of the who you are and what you do. Anyhow, we're going to take a little break here. Well, I guess I can show you what I leveled up. I guess I'm going to take... yeah, I'll take another point of that. Still raising one in every hit's not bad. For 3 turns. Critical. Might be decent for a boss. I'll take a point in it. Anyhow, taking a break here. Thank you all for watching. I'll ramble on more about things next time. See you then.